Efrem is fucking clearly racist towards Canadians.
Oh, dude, I've been bagging on Canadians every day, just wrecking back.
Canay holes.
Oh, yeah,
What's this now? Canay holes? I haven't heard this shit.
I just made this up right now. So
Oh, Canay holes?
I'm just rolling with it.
We could have gone with it. That's a thing all Americans say. We just don't say it around you guys.
Yeah. We're here with Dan Jacobs.
Anyways, hey, but
we're still hanging out at the Slide Bar. So if anybody, this is the third episode at the Slide Bar. Thank you to them for having us. We've moved rooms, but you might start hearing some power chords in the background pretty soon. We're going to try to get this wrapped up for you.
My band's going to ruin the interview by sound checking, whatever.
Ruin the whole night by playing.
Way to try to sound good.
But anyway, thank you so much for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, no problem. You play in Atreyu. I just found out that you're also stand-up. Owned a bunch of different businesses and stuff as I'm finding out.
Oh, yeah.
Tell us a little bit, tell us about this, Efrem, from your perspective, because I didn't know that you did stand up.
Well, I've known Dan for...
I've dabbled.
Yeah.
I've known Dan for quite a long time.
Yeah.
Our first show was with, the pre-Atreyu band, or I guess sound.
Yeah.
It was like a completely different sound.
Yeah, when we used to be called Retribution.
And it was raw punk rock.
Yeah, this is back when even some of the original Death by Stereo members were in the decons.
Yeah, exactly.
And you were back with what, Clint at the time or something?
Yeah. What?
Yeah. It's
Can
weird.
we remember that?
Yeah, it's like 20 plus years ago.
Esperanza High School, the first Death by Stereo
Creative
show
Impulse.
was with you.
Yeah, that's actually a really, really cool thing that Esperanza did. I don't know if other schools do this, but like our high school that we went to would have these concerts twice a year. They'd in this little theater there where they would hold, their theater stuff, and they could have about 300 people in there, and it would sell out every time. Which for a local band, that's a lot of people. 300 people, yeah. So like they would basically just have bands from the school play this concert, and to 300 students, and it was freaking awesome.
That's
It
cool.
was
Super cool.
And a lot of like our bands, like when Atreyu's first like real show ever was at this thing, at this Creative Impulse. Death by Stereo, one of yours, if not first.
It was our first show.
Was at Creative Impulse. I remember somebody had a guitar cut out.
Steve, my friend Steve, the drummer from Clint, the fake cardboard guitar.
Fake cardboard, I remember that.
And people in the back would be like, they have 3 guitars. And people in the front would be like, that is so lame.
Yeah.
Like, we made so many people mad. We did that at the Palace.
Yeah.
Like on big
The
stages.
Palace.
It was funny, dude.
What is that place even called?
The Avalon.
Palace? The Avalon.
Yeah. That's crazy. But yeah, you've been around forever. You've been touring for probably half your life. I don't even know at this point.
Yeah, about half my life now.
You've always been involved in music, but you've always been involved in really creative avenues, whether it's plugins or you own the company Rock. Like you've always done different things.
What did the company Rock do?
Rock was a clothing company?
Yeah, so my venture into things outside of being in a band started with doing a clothing line in 2007 called Rock Clothing, R-O-K-K.
Dope.
Thank you.
We all wore it.
We might actually be bringing it back here, coming up here soon.
Cool.
We'll do a different spin on it, but it just kind of started as that. It was like my brother would hit me up and was like, hey, he at the time was just working at like Starbucks, and he's like, I want to do something. You have, the hype of your band right now, it's success. Like, let's do something else. Let's diversify.
Atreyu's a massive fucking band, dude.
We do all right. Yeah, I've been around for 20 years now. Finished this year, which is wild,
Yeah.
But basically it started from that. He was like, let's do something. What do you want to do? And we're like, maybe we'll just start like a clothing line. We'll just make cool T-shirts. And I was really into like kind of 80s rock at the time, so I wanted to make like concert style T-shirts, like something that looks like you would go to a concert and buy off a band, but instead of it saying like Van Halen, it would say Rock. Mm-hmm. So we started doing that.
Like 3/4 tees, like that kind of stuff?
Some of that, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Anything like, if it looked like it could be an old Metallica or Rat shirt or Van Halen shirt, like that's what all our clothes look like.
We were talking about Stephen Pearcy earlier, speaking of Rat.
Yeah, there you go. And so from there, it basically, we got into Hot Topic. We had all these like Chuck Liddell and like Kat Von D. We had all these famous people like wearing our stuff everywhere. But then all of a sudden we got this opportunity. My band was endorsed by Monster Energy Drink. And in 2009, so 2 years into doing this, we went to them and said, can we do like a co-op thing where we do like a Monster Energy Drink shirt that's in the style of Rock clothing? And they're like, all right, cool. And that was like the catalyst that started everything for us into going into merchandising. We made this shirt that looked like a Def Leppard shirt, basically, but was the Monster logo on it. And they freaking loved it. And like from there, we were like, man, we made more money doing that than we did making our own clothing line. Maybe we should do this for more bands and more companies or whatever. And like fast forward, here I am. It's been almost 13 years now. And we have a 10,000 square foot building. We have a print shop.
Congratulations, dude.
Yeah, we work with tons of merchandising companies. We do everything from Rockstar Energy Drink to Monster Energy Drink to a lot of the festivals around here. It's wild. It's like completely changed the whole direction of my life in that sense. And then to go off even more, to take it even further, once we learn how to do all that stuff and we can make anything for anyone, for our company now it's called Rock World Merchandise. We have Rock, and we got Rock World Merchandise. We started this company that Efrem was mentioning. It's called Plugins. And basically what it is we made these things that a friend of ours came and brought the idea to us, and we developed it. And it's basically look like little guitar amps. They're about 8 inches wide.
Like a Marshall head, kind of.
A Marshall head. We actually got a licensing deal with Marshall.
Oh, that's how you did that?
We make a little JCM 800 basically looking amps that are keychain holders. So they don't.
I've seen these.
There's no.
You
You've
plug
probably
them in?
seen them on the internet. Yeah. So
Yeah.
they mount on your wall. And your keys, there's 4 input jacks, and you have 4 quarter-inch plugs that like you would use for like a guitar cable, and your keys go on those. So you never lose your key because you get home and you plug into your little amp and you get home, and when it's time to go fucking wherever, you unplug, put it in your pocket, and head out. You know?
Cool.
So we started doing that, and it went nuts. It went viral on the internet. We posted this thing that said, "Hang your keys like a rock star," on like Guitar World and like Guitar Magazine, like everybody, Guitar Center, everybody just started reposting it, and it went viral. And yeah, I know we've been talking to even potentially doing stuff with Shark Tank, like all kinds of random shit's popped up. Yeah, we just got to deal with Fender, so we have Fender ones coming up here soon.
Congratulations, man.
That's
Yeah,
so
thank
rad.
you. But it's all music related. At the end of the day, it's all everything I do is like somehow tied in with music.
Yeah, it's cool that like, well, I mean, Atreyu is still like a a successful band and stuff like that, but it's cool that often if you are cognizant of the network that you're building around you, because we had some success in Canada and stuff like that in the day. If you're cognizant of the people around you and the networks that you're making, and you're not a fucking dick, what you can do with those friendships and those relationships, and if you don't abuse them, and you do it properly, so that's
It's
it's
just
cool.
show up, answer your phone, and be nice. You said this to me one time. We were at some show hanging out, and I don't know what we were talking about, but there were so many people there, and rad things kept happening, opportunities, conversations, and you looked at me, you're all, dude, just hanging out has completely changed my life. I remember you said that, and I was like, dude, you're right. Hanging out, just show up. It changes everything,
It does.
you know?
Just hanging and chill. You never know who you're going to meet or what opportunity will spawn from whatever. You know, it's mind blowing. I mean, like, it's mind blowing the value of what's around your band. Your band doesn't even. The more successful your band becomes, or anything you do in your life, the more successful you become. Everything around you becomes the opportunities. The doors are there's way more of them,
Right.
and they're all open if you just start looking around. You know, so. Like for being in a band, like I could, live a decent life making the money that I make off just my band alone, but off of the opportunities that I have and the networking that has happened over the years. Once people see that you're successful at something, everybody wants to work with you because they're like, the proof's in the pudding. This person did it. I want to work with someone who's been successful. I don't want to work with someone who's never done it before.
Right.
So all these opportunities start opening up, whether it be bands that you want to work with or getting your foot in the door with opportunities. People want to start clothing lines with you, or just there's so much even essentially more value around what I'm doing than actually what I was initially doing. And I think that's probably one of the most amazing things about being in the music industry is it's cool enough as it is just to be in a band and be around it, but to like all the people that you meet and the opportunities that come your way, it's like it can change your whole life in a way that like you never even thought. I mean, like I'm financially more successful outside of my band than I am in my band because of the contacts that I made from my band, which is wild, It's like, I never would have thought that was ever be a thing. I thought just music would be my thing, but I didn't realize there's so much more around it. And it's incredible what you can do if you just keep your eyes open and
Absolutely.
you just hang out.
Show up.
How much are you guys?
Show up, yeah.
How often are you guys still touring?
Right now, a lot. We actually, we toured basically from 2002 to 2010 consistently, putting out albums nonstop. Took a 4-year hiatus. 2014, we put out an album called Long Live, started touring again, but kind of like 1 foot in, 1 foot out. We didn't want to we were maybe 3 weeks tops. We didn't want to be out for too long. We were kind of like, And then we just put another album out called In Our Wake that came out in October, November, something like that. And we're like, this is the first album. We're like, all right, we're gonna, since we've been back, we're like, let's go for it. Let's swing for the fences. Let's write some, let's write some radio songs. Let's go for it. Let's full blown tour. And it's been awesome. I mean, like this is the first album cycle that my band's ever done where we wrote this song. It's called The Time Is Now, and it was specifically written to cater towards. As in the music world, sync stuff, which is getting on whether it be the background music on TV shows, movies, radio, sports, all that kind of stuff. And we wrote the song called "The Time Is Now," and it got picked up by the NFL, got picked up by NHL. Columbus Blue Jackets, who are, I don't know if they're still in the finals right now for the Stanley Cup, but they're up there and they've been using it as, our song is what they come out to when they skate out and stuff. It's just wild. Like, we've been a band for 20 years and we're like, what? We've never had that before.
That level of kind of mainstream success, I guess.
I mean,
it's been mainstream, but like that sort of household mainstream.
In that way, in that way. It's just such a different
You
thing.
get into sports, it's just a completely different stratosphere than rock and roll.
Whole other thing, you know?
Than
Whole
anything.
thing.
Yeah.
And even
It's
that, to
incredible.
go off what I was saying about kind of the networking thing, is that a lot of that came from our drummer, Brandon. What he was doing when we were in our hiatus, I was kind of focusing on like the plugins thing and the rock world stuff and all that. He was focusing on writing with other people and whatnot, and he got into the sync world and he started writing stuff where he writes music for Dancing with the Stars, The Bachelor, like a lot of these movies and commercials, like his music's in the background of this stuff. And he learned a lot about the sync game. So when we came back together and we wrote this last album, he's like, we have to have at least one song that caters to sync. At least one. And we were like, okay, like, we didn't think anything of it. But he's like, it's really important. We gotta have at least this one song. Did The Time Is Now, and ended up being the biggest song on the album. It's the most fastest like selling song we've ever had. Like,
holy shit,
wild. All because it doesn't even really sound a lot like us, even to an extent. It's, I mean, you can hear the elements in there, but it was like, okay, I guess we'll try it. You know, I mean, what do we got to lose? You know, we've been a band for 20 years. Let's just try it. You know, and it ended up being the song on the album.
Wow. Did your traditional fans embrace it as well?
Some, yeah. I mean, like, we've been a band long enough now where like our fans have gone through all the ebb and flows of everything. You know, like we had our first few years where we were very aggressive, vocally especially.
Oh, yeah.